Hi Taurus, it's Veroosh. Welcome to my channel. I'm excited to be here with you guys and do your reading for Venus Retrograde. This is more of a Venus direct retrograde video. I think that the timing's good. They're basically a lot of the important transits to do with Venus retrograde are happening now, and I want to explain them to you and see how they work for your sign. So yeah, we'll go through that all together. There will be a collective video for everyone because there's too many things that are detailed involved for me to be able to explain it to every sign, but just watch for the collective. I think it'll be out very soon. Okay, so first card we have is the Two of Swords. This is the heart-shaped spread, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know what this is about, and I will explain each position as we go along. So our first card is the Two of Swords. This is ruled by Moon in Libra. You don't have to have Moon in Libra for this to be applicable, but it's a significant influence if you understand what I mean by that. And what this is pointing to is an indecision. There's still not enough information regarding a situation. There's a lack of clarity regarding an issue, either you or the other person, or if you're single, you don't know enough about your circumstances to judge them at this time. So that's what the energy of Venus retrograde is. Your Venus retrograde is actually happening in the 9th house, which makes me wonder if you're about to go somewhere or change things up in a new direction. So the next two cards represent your highest ideals. So what you're aspiring for or what you want. We have the Seven of Cups, which is Venus in Scorpio, and we have Eight of Wands, which is Mercury in Sagittarius. Again, you don't have to have those transits for it to apply. So, okay, I feel as though Seven of Cups is a card that has a lot to do with imagination. And so it can be for good or bad. What this could be pointing to at this time, that you're very much living in a dream. You have a lot of ambitions and big aspirations. And I think that in terms of love or in terms of relationships, whether you are in one or not, you're going to be quite hopeful at this time. So very optimistic and very much looking forward to what this time will bring. Let's see what the environment is around you. So we have the High Priestess. Okay, cool. So the environment around you understands something here. I'll show you guys. I'm showing everyone. This is my little Nirvana quartz. This is such a beautiful crystal. It's a very high vibration crystal, and it can really help if you do a lot of meditation or lucid dreaming. This is a very good crystal for that. Nirvana quartz, beautiful. It's very elevated. I'll do a video about it sometime to tell you more. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles, new beginning. So around you, I feel as though people in your environment, whether it's your partner or people you may be interested in, or just the world around you if you're single, has a way of understanding what's going on for you on a deep level. So I think that you will be understood at this time, and I think that there's a very strong connection between you and others, and this will continue for the next 2 months. So it's a very good time. It's not a time when you're very misunderstood or, overwhelmed or with lack of clarity regarding circumstances. I think at this time, when you say something, it doesn't take much for others to understand where you're coming from. And the Ace of Pentacles is suggesting that there will be some types of offers that are coming your way. And because it's Pentacles, it's earth energy. And you'll see from the astrology that we're going to talk about earth a lot today. And you're an earth sign, so it's Capricorn and Virgo. But there's a lot in Capricorn and Taurus right now. So there may be financial opportunities that are coming into your life at this time, or monetary opportunities. Before we get into it, let me do the quick announcements. So, like I said, there's a collective reading for everyone to go through what I'm about to tell you now. So these transits I will explain now, but they're going to be much shorter than in the in-depth reading. Astrology is hard to explain, so I hope that helps. Okay. Members, you get a reading for this, but it's not for this transit. It's going to be for the next set of transits in the spring. Those videos will come out for everyone, but members will get to see them first. They're not ready yet, and I will be working them. I was thinking today, tomorrow, but it really realistically starting to look like the weekend. So I will put a link down in the description when it's ready. So if you're wondering about that, and always check your playlist for Taurus. By the way, this reading is for Sun, Moon, and Rising Taurus, so go and watch for that. I know a lot of people are promoting watch for your rising sign. This is a general chart. This isn't your chart, so I can understand the misunderstanding, but your sun reading is, in my opinion, really good and a good way to kind of follow that. Okay, if you want a private reading with me, go into the description. It is linked directly. My website's still down, and I'm posting short form videos on Tarot Talk, and that's going to be linked in the description as well. So let's talk about the astrology. Short form is under a minute, so like quick blast. I'm still figuring out what to do with that. Okay. So we have a lot of transits in the 9th house: Mars, Vesta, Venus, Pluto, Juno, and Mercury. Venus is going to be retrograde until January 28th, so it's a couple days from now. But what happens from here on in is what's really important. In your chart, this is happening between the 9th and the 10th house, right at the top of your zodiac. I love these placements. Furthermore, it's an aspect to Uranus and the North Node in your first house. This is why I call you the luckiest sign of the year. I really truly feel your energy, especially at the beginning of the year, is just top notch. So enjoy it. You know, whatever it's bringing into your life, enjoy it, welcome it. This first transit of the year, and I probably talked about this in the Welcome 2022 video, so go into the description in your playlist to see that. But this beginning part of the year is particularly strong for Taurus because it is an aspect to your placements and to these transits here. So suddenly you have the 9th house really activated, and it's really opening you up into the world, taking you in a new direction, and just really giving you a hands up. It really is pushing you. So you should not be holding back. Uranus has you really open-hearted and really flexible at this time. Whatever in the world is calling your name, whoever is calling your name, this could be romance as well. You know, you might change a lot of things in order for love or to change circumstances. Okay, so Venus is going to create several key transits or connections with different planets as she transits through Capricorn once she goes direct on the 28th. So first there will be a conjunction with Mars that will actually begin on February 4th, but will be exact on February 16th. So Mars is going to catch up to her in Capricorn. By the way, Mars is exalted in Capricorn, so it's its strongest sign, and so together they will transit for about a month into Aquarius, at which point they will enter together on March 5th into Aquarius in your 10th house. I think, in my opinion, you should be looking beyond personal relationships. You should be looking towards career, especially here. So, you know, challenge your environment and do as much as you can. You have a South Node transit in your 7th house, which is very good for releasing relationships and releasing old patterns like old bosses, old partners, things that you have left over from all of that. So meanwhile, so Venus and Mars move direct through the 9th house in Capricorn. This is going to bring you together with people far away. So if you have a love interest who's far away, that's going to break down borders. I sense you have such a propensity, or many of you have, to go really far. So like, let's say you live in North America, you may find yourself reaching for Europe. If you live in Europe, you might want to go to Asia. There's some kind of long distance quality about all these transits here. And it can happen because once Venus and Mars start moving up together by, March 2nd, they are going to form conjunction with Pluto at the end of Capricorn, right at the top of your chart. That's going to be huge. It's going to be world changing. And meanwhile, Venus is going to form and Mars are going to form a long trine to Uranus in your first house. That trine has already begun for Venus. Venus in December had a conjunction with Pluto that lasted nearly the whole month, from about the 5th through the 25th. And so that was really exciting. A lot of people experienced really foundational changes in terms of their relationships. Many of us were challenged. Many of us just had very kind of deep experiences at the heart-based level. Now, and this was because Venus turned retrograde at that degree. So she slowed down optically, right? She doesn't actually slow down, but it looks like it. And then she goes back in Capricorn. So because it took her so long to do that shift in movement, she was with Pluto for a very long time. And we know that Pluto's the slowest planet. It moves about 1 to 2 degrees a year. So it was just a very grinding, intense December. So hopefully you have already gained some benefit from that. So when you have great tension, you have the opportunity to make big changes. And so that happened. So I hope it worked well for you. Now we're going to have the trine to Uranus, and Mars is going to join in that energy. And that trine to Uranus, which is in your first house, will give us all an opportunity to reframe our love relationships. So especially with maybe you've come up against some kind of obstacle in love, whether it's single or a couple, maybe you're facing a big obstacle that you finally confronted because of that Venus and Pluto conjunction. Well, now you have this beautiful trine that will also last a couple weeks. And because now she's turning direct, and so sort of the same thing, she's slowing down and then not actually changing degrees too much. So Uranus is the second slowest planet, and so therefore or not the second, the third slowest planet, and then they are going to kind of grind to a halt with each other. And so what Uranus does is give us novel resolutions to problems. So things that we didn't know how to resolve can be resolved. By the way, all the issues in terms of geopolitics and war and all that stuff, I feel like that's hopeful, actually, because there may be a positive resolution to everything that we're not expecting, which is great. So Venus-Pluto trine is definitely going to be a good thing. I'll talk about it more in the collective reading. And then Venus and Mars will once again join Pluto on March 2nd, as I said. That will be probably a big resolution. So think of it as a cycle that began in December and will resolve by March 2nd. Meanwhile, Mercury goes retrograde, or is in retrograde, and on the 26th, today that I'm filming, has re-entered Capricorn. So we're going to get as many as 7 planets or transits at one time in Capricorn throughout February and late January. So this is great. So both Venus and Mercury will be direct in Capricorn between the 4th and the 14th of February. This is going to be the time to really achieve things, and that's when things will really move along, when they're both direct. Right now, they're both in retrograde. So between the 4th and the 14th, that will happen. And they will join as well. No, I don't think Venus and Mercury actually join, but they will have the opportunity to be moving forward in Capricorn at the same time. So when that happens, when they both turn direct, there's going to be a big shift that's going to propel us forward. So Venus is interacting with a lot of big players right now. And yeah, it's just a very, very cool transit. Okay, so very, very exciting. I'm going to tell you guys more in the collective, but I want you to understand that for you, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, a lot's happening up here in your 9th and 10th house. And as a little foreshadow, Saturn's going to be very important throughout the spring, as it's going to be applying to square the nodes later on in the year, which means that whatever things to do with your career you need to address, you really need to address them now. So whatever outstanding things you have to take care of, please do so now. Jupiter is really helping you socially at this time until May also. So get out there, socialize, take the risk, all of these energies. Be very proactive in this energy. So I hope you enjoyed that. That actually went really well. The first two videos I did were for Aries and Virgo. And because there's so much information, it's hard to explain it like succinctly. So I'm glad, I think that this went well. So yay, Taurus. I feel your energy. It's constructive, it's solid, it's good. You know, I'm a Virgo, you're an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn. When we have so much emphasis in earth signs, it feels like a relief, right? Like as an earth sign, it's like less drama, more just practicality, more, you know, just simple, like the proof is in the pudding or crystals or whatever kind of energy. Okay, so let's go back to the tarot. The next two positions are the next step. So this is kind of the environment. So we're getting to the side now. So we have the Four of Wands, sorry. I think you're going to be very comfortable. This is a nice card for Taurus. Comfortable at home, making your decisions. Remember, when the North Node is in Taurus, which it is right now until 2023 July, the spotlight is on you. So you will have an influx of visitors. You will have just an openness. You have become the lighthouse for all of us. So everyone in your life who, you know, everyone in your life, including other Tauruses, will be seeking your insight intuitively. So that's a really nice energy for the North Node. The next message is the Lovers. So this is for energy around you. This is Gemini energy, just a general guide. So I'm not saying Lovers is only Gemini. It really feels as though there's very sympathetic feelings in the world around you towards you. Opportunities at work, friendship connections, just really making good friendship connections, very fluid socially. If you need something from your environment, I think you're going to be getting it. So I can't encourage you enough to really step into the energy, interact with the people around you. If this is regarding love, ask the people that you are in love relationships with what you want. If you want to go travel with them, or if you want to go visit them, if you want to do something crazy with someone who you love, this is a really good transit for it. So let's say you have a crush on someone who you never had a relationship with and they live on the other side of the country. You can contact them at this time if they're not married and say, hey, how's it going? Or if you're in a relationship and you and your partner have not been having the best time, okay, hey, let's go for a trip somewhere, you know, provided it's within regulations. You're going to see a lot of the people around you very well predisposed towards you. They're going to be very open towards you that way. Okay, so let's see the next message. We have the Three of Wands. So this is waiting for things to come in. Three of Wands, always waiting, and Six of Swords. So this is saying goodbye to things and leaving things behind. So these are kind of advice cards for you. They're little advice. I think it's time for you to move on from certain things in the past that you were not working. And this is what I was referring to when talking about Saturn in Aquarius. And we'll talk about that more later. But just know that it's beginning, it's square to the nodes, which will happen mid-year more. And this square for you will impact your career. So it's very important that you get an early start on this. Whatever you need to do in your career, do it now. If you feel like you need to take a next step, if you need to let something go. So let's say, like I work a lot of part-time things, which means I do a little bit here, a little bit there. And maybe you guys have noticed I let things go all the time. So if something's not working, I just move on. I'm a fixed energy too, but I have an Aquarian moon, which makes me good at that. Taurus energy isn't necessarily. You kind of hodl everything. You kind of put everything into your corner and try to keep going with everything, which can prove to be slowing you down. So this is a time in which you may want to take a look at your responsibilities. And if you are piecing together different streams of income or different financial directions. I think it's very important for you early on to sort of rework that. And in terms of relationships, because it is Venus retrograde, you're reprioritizing what's important. Venus rules the second house, which is money. So it's not only love that she rules, she also rules resources and your equity and stuff. So for you to prioritize what's important while the energy's still good, while that square is not strong, is actually a very good thing. Okay, so let's take a look at the next cards. I'm loving Taurus energy. Find me a Taurus, you guys. We have the Four of Pentacles. I want to be with a Taurus this year. Okay, so Sun in Capricorn, Four of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Venus in Virgo. Okay, so very strong money. How do you say, sorry? I'm getting excited. So I think you'll be around rich people. I think that you're going to be around rich people at this time, especially when Jupiter is in your 11th house. Wealthy people, people with good connections, people who want to be kind to you and give you good energy and help you out and all that stuff. So, you know, I think that with this Two of Swords, just going back a little bit, what it's referring to is like you don't know where this energy is going. It's going to be much bigger than you anticipate. And so when you have energy like this, you want to be careful with signing up for things too early on because a lot's coming your way. Let's see your outcome card. So we have the Strength card, Leo. So this isn't always Leo, but you may want to look out for Leo people in your life in a good way. I feel around you the environment is extremely benefic and extremely well-wishing. People need you because the North Node is in Taurus at this time. They subconsciously need you. We're all sucking up to you, all for the next year and a half. So we're all your, you know, fans. We're your stans, Taurus. So enjoy the energy while you have it. And the Strength card is this passion and, you know, you want to start thinking about what you want to create in the world. You have the momentum with these transits to be able to really get it. And this involves the types of love relationships you want. This means significant improvement with a love partner, or if you want to achieve something in terms of your career, also, you know, you have the momentum to be able to do that. And it's not a fast transit. Once Pluto gets into Aquarius, you have it until 2030 something. So it's going to be a long time there. And meanwhile, other transits will happen. So you're looking at huge transits. Mercury retrograde, which is happening right over your MC between Aquarius and Capricorn, between the 9th and the 10th house, is revising all this. So you're getting kind of it's a review process about Venus retrograde, your priorities, emotional priorities. And Mercury retrograde, like Mercury is not just communication, it's also very organizational. So what's important, which direction you want to emphasize, and so forth. Okay, so thank you. I got excited. I did have a coffee, so I'm so sorry. Members, you will know when the next video is up, and I will talk with you guys soon. Stay tuned for the collective reading. Taurus, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.